Today I messed up by ignoring a headache and getting an entire ER to be locked down. Let me know your thoughts in the comments and please consider following. The day started pretty normal. I had a day off from work and a full schedule on how to get the best out of it. The plan was to do all the boring stuff that I had to take care of right in the morning, seeing my girlfriend for a bit after that, and then in the evening to go to my first ever live soccer game with friends. So I started the day by going to the dentist in the morning. Right after the dentist I noticed my head starting to hurt. I linked it to the dentist visit and didn't think about it much. But as the day passed the pain got stronger and stronger, and by the time I saw my girlfriend I was in extreme pain, but I didn't want to miss the event that I was so excited about and thought my friends will see a headache as a lame excuse for bailing. So I took a shower. I remember feeling the water hitting my head and it felt like knives dropping on my head. Drank like 5 cups of coffee and took more painkillers than I can remember and headed out. By the time we got to game the pain was intolerable. I walked from the car to the stadium and my vision was blurry and every sound felt like someone is pushing a screwdriver through my ear. When we got to the entrance I told them I'm in too much pain and gonna rest in the car and they should head in. From here my memory is kind of fuzzy. One of them called me just as the game began to see if I'm going to join them. I don't remember how the call went, but I probably sounded horrible because, to my luck, he decided to leave everything and take me to the hospital ASAP. When we arrived at the hospital I was already passing out 2 minutes at a time and suffered a lot when awake, but for some reason the doctor at the ER decided to give me ibuprofen and wait. The friend who took me there said something like, I know him for a long time and if he is acting this way ibuprofen won't do anything to him. He meant that my tolerance for pain is high and I won't react that way for something ibuprofen could fix. But the doctor interpretation for that was completely different, seeing 2 dudes in the middle of the night, obviously from a poor neighborhood, so it is probably drugs. So the doctor wanted a urine test to check for drugs, and by that time I couldn't control my body or barely move, let alone pee on command. The doctor ego was hurt for me refusing to give urine test. Mind you, I was so out at this point that all I'm writing from here is based on what my friend and mom got there when she heard, told me. So the night passed, lots of people coming and going from the ER, doctors, nurses, cleaning crews, patients, and the doctor still refused to check on me until I give urine test. Then my mom suggested they should just insert catheter and do the test, and they did, and for the doctor's surprise I was clean. That's when they started running tests on me like crazy and got to the conclusion it was meningitis. Well, apparently there are 2 prime reasons for meningitis: viruses or bacteria, and because I didn't show any head trauma there was no reason to suspect bacteria. And because I worked as a contract worker at the border there was every reason to suspect a wild virus, so the decision was made and the ER went into lockdown. Nobody could go in or out. They located everyone that was in the ER at the same time as me and already left to let them know they cannot leave their homes or come in contact with anyone. And as I said, the doctor refused to check on me for a lot of time. So many people already passed through the ER. Remember, that was pre-COVID. Nobody was in a situation like this before. People were freaking out. Nurses bursted into tears fighting on who will take blood from me or give me an IV. Full terror mode was in the ER when patients who wanted to get out were fighting with doctors and security. It took a few hours for the test results to come back and free everyone. I woke up like 2 days after and could barely move from the pain, but still couldn't stop laughing my ass off as I heard that. Just realized I didn't explain how it was bacteria after all. Well, I had a brain surgery done on me like 5 years before that. The surgery was done completely through the nose, and apparently the doctors who done the surgery did an amazing job but somehow didn't close the space between the inside of my nose to my brain, leaving it exposed to bacteria. So I had gotten bacteria in my brain. Scary.